For me, this character starts out as being by himself, isolated for a very long time. So, what does that do to someone's psyche and how they interact with the world? And when you don't have a lot of lines, you need to do other things to make the audience wonder what he's thinking and what's going on within his head. So I like it. I think a lot of things can be said without words, and it's fun. Sam and Dusty did obviously a lot of research when they wrote the show, and when I was brought on board, it was important for me to wrap my head around what solitary confinement or isolation for a very long time does to you psychologically, and it's some horrific things. Like in America, at any given time, we have thousands of people in solitary confinement. And if you read up on what it does to people, it's no short of torture. So we're social animals, and we need to interact with people. So you become very wounded. So I needed to, the character in the beginning, when you get introduced to him, is someone that's very affected by that. Well, I mean, I wanted to lose weight because I wanted the character to be more gaunt and ghost-like, and malnourished, and just look sort of weak. And I basically did this diet. It's called keto diet. So you get into, you get into ketogenesis, and you just eat a lot of fat and no carbs. And then, I mean, I lose weight quickly. So, and then before different scenes, I would, not drink water and not eat for 24 hours and stuff like that. It's, it does a lot. Like, I don't look like looking, I've seen the pilot and I've done ADR for a show, and like even looking sort of, it changes your face, and I think it played really well into the role. So I'm happy that I did that, because it gives off this sort of bony sort of skeletal look. Well, I mean, I had cheat meals at times, because the way I rationalize it as well is like, there's the beginning, and then like he's out, so he doesn't have to look as gaunt and terrible as he does in the beginning. But then there was like, oh well, we're shooting like the scene in the shower. We shot at like when we were at block 5, even though it's in episode 1. We shot it when we were shooting episode 5, so I had to I didn't need to stay skinny all the way up to that point. And then after we did that scene, I didn't eat like for 24 hours. Like the day before, or before 24 hours in that, I had like a salad, and I drank a bunch of water. Oh, I didn't drink any water, so I was like skinny and parched. And then after that, I went and had after that day of shooting, I'm like, I want a beer and a burger, because I didn't drink for 3 months either. So that was like a beer and a burger at this like really shady dive bar, and it was great.